The new Story of Seasons A Wonderful Life released for PC, Nintendo Switch, and console at the end of June. However, the $50 price tag may have some cozy gamers seriously contemplating whether to purchase the game. So today we are going to take a very quick look at the game and a few pros and cons that you might want to consider before making your decision about buying the game. Story of Seasons A Wonderful Life is a remake of the Gamecube version of Harvest Moon A Wonderful Life from the early 2000s. The game begins with you sending a letter to your late father's old friend Takakura from Forgotten Valley. You're bored with city life and you want to try and run the land that your father and Takakura farmed. You have fields to till and sow, barns to fill with livestock such as chickens, goats, and cows, one of which you are given to begin milking, and a quaint seaside village of welcoming villagers to become acquainted with and start a family with, which is highly suggested several times. There's even a greenhouse to supply your seeds, a place to sell and order farm goods and livestock, and a forest with mysterious little sprites. There are 4 seasons, beginning with spring, each season lasting only 10 days and each minute within the game lasting 1 second real time, so it goes very quickly. There are seasonal events which are marked on the calendar in your house. While you're in your house, you'll also find a plethora of helpful items to help you understand what to do in the game. You can also cook recipes that you've learned using the produce that you have grown on your farm. The game loop is pretty simple and predictable. You wake up and you first begin by tending to your farm chores. In the fields, you have to prepare the soil, plant your seeds, water all of your crops, and then harvest them and sell them, which is how you make money. After your farm chores are finished, you head to the barns to tend to your animals. Currently, I just have a cow, so it's pretty simple. Milk the cow, feed the cow, sell the cow's milk, and snuggle the cow. You can even brush your animals with a brush that you purchase from the traveling merchant. When all of this is finished, you are free to explore the village and all of the surroundings. You can fish. Fishing was one of my favorite parts. You can fish in the rivers, the lakes, and even the ocean. Or, if you prefer mining, excavating, you can go to the dig site, which I believe is similar to the mines that have been present in previous Story of Season games. What did I like about Story of Seasons A Wonderful Life? First of all, it's pretty easy to learn. It's a familiar formula. Sleep, farm, explore, rinse and repeat. The landscape is really pretty. It's happy. It's colorful. You have the cherry blossoms. You have the gorgeous water. There really isn't anything ominous. It's just very pleasing. Speaking of pleasing, we have the calming background music throughout the game. I really did like that. And then you have the unique aging aspect of your characters. Your characters will age, your kids will age, and I think there is even death in this game. You also have the ability to pick a partner of any gender. You can pick your own gender too. You can start a family and watch your family mature. As a fan of farming sims, I also appreciate the ability to have animals and raise crops. It's just nice to take pride in caring for something and then seeing the fruits of your labor. You get to raise and interact with the animals, sell what they produce, sell your crops, decide where to plant the crops, what animals to get. That part is really appealing to me. Now, your world is pretty concise. And thanks to this easy to use map, you know where you are and you can pretty much find anything very easily and rather quickly too. Although the seasons are quick, you will find plenty of seasonal events, which means there's going to be something happening very frequently in this game. And then there's fishing. I always love farming sims that include fishing. It's just relaxing. I love the water. It's peaceful. And I will say the fishing mechanic is very easy, and I love that. I hate when games make the fishing so difficult that you don't want to do it. It's real simple. Just press a button, a monkey could do it. As far as the fishing rod, you do have to buy that, and you can purchase that from Van, who is a traveling salesman who visits the town twice a month. So take a look on your calendar. You can see when he's coming, and then you can buy your fishing rod as well as the brush for your animals and some energy drinks as well. I also appreciated that this game does have a cute, cozy atmosphere. It would be good for kids as well as adults who just like to chill. As far as portability goes, you have it for the Switch, which I didn't try. I bought it for PC, but because I had it for PC, I could also put it on my Steam Deck. And I can confirm it does work on the Steam Deck. It was pretty flawless. I didn't have any issues with it. And there is cloud save. So whatever you do on your Steam Deck, you can save it as long as you have internet. And then you can go and pick up where you left off on PC. It worked great with controller on my PC, as well as the Steam Deck controls. And finally, because the game loop is so fast, I think this would be a really good game for you to play at the end of the day as you're trying to wind down and de-stress. Now, let's talk about what I didn't like so much. First of all, I really didn't feel that Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life was all that different from Harvest Moon and other Story of Seasons games. The graphics are a bit better, but not overwhelmingly so. There supposedly is more character depth and interaction, but it just didn't wow me like I guess I was expecting. I guess I need to keep in mind that this is a remake of an older game. But my brain keeps comparing it to other new farming games such as Everdream Valley, and the graphics in that game, it just was a bit underwhelming. Secondly, was how hurried I found this game. I'm used to Animal Crossing, where the time passes in a much more relaxing manner. But 1 second per game minute, it's fast. I was expecting a relaxing, cozy game. And while it does have a cozy theme, it just felt like the gameplay was rushed and a bit stress-inducing, and it just contradicted the expectations, at least for me. Third, let's talk about how the game rushes you to find a partner. It mentioned it twice in the couple of days that I played, and the partner pool seemed small. Now, I took a look at the characters in the game, and only a handful had an affection meter, so I can assume that those handful are the ones that I have to try to woo and pick one of them to be my partner. And I could be wrong, but that's just my assumption. And I met a few of them. There was this one guy, Rock. He was a total with a poor work ethic. I mean, the dude obviously would never get his hands dirty on a farm, so he was out of the running immediately. Now, I thought the greenhouse chick, Vesta, I thought that she could teach me a thing or two, but her character has no affection meter, so I think she's out too. So right off the bat, I'm not overly interested in any of them, and again, that's just my personal preference. Although it wasn't what I expected, and I did kind of feel rushed to find a partner, I can appreciate that this adds a new dimension to the game and can capture someone's interest, right? The fourth aspect that I wasn't too crazy about was that I felt overwhelmed by instructions at the beginning and then cutscenes throughout the gameplay. It felt like everywhere I went, there was a cutscene. It seemed more like a pre-scripted visual novel than a game that gave me autonomy over my journey. I just wanted a bit more freedom without these scripted cutscenes, if that makes sense. Now comes the $50 question. Is Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life worth buying? And obviously, this is a very subjective question. I'm just going to give my opinion. First, I'm going to say yes, I do think it's worth buying if you are an avid fan of the Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons series. if you like the nostalgia that these types of games bring back. If you're familiar with the gameplay style, the gameplay loop, and you like that, then yes. Also, yes, if you are interested in the Story of Seasons series, but you want to make it more portable, because you can play this game on the Switch as well as the Steam Deck, so you can pretty much take it anywhere to play, which is a huge incentive in my opinion. However, my personal opinion for myself is that this is a really cute game, and it is pretty cozy, but it has a really hurried sense of time that kind of gave me anxiety. It wasn't as relaxing as I thought it would be, and given the mediocre gameplay loop, the graphics, it just doesn't really suit my current interests as much as I thought it would, so it's probably not one that I will continue to play. Before we go, I want to give a quick shout out to all of the current channel members. We have our mini ninja bunnies and our ninja bunnies. I wholeheartedly appreciate your support. Thank you so much. And to everyone out there, please, if you have not already, smash that thumbs up. And if you like cute, relaxing, cozy games, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.